Hi, I'm Becca, and this is my husband, Gabe.
That's me.
Welcome to the podcast celebrating Jack Russell Terrier dogs.
And all the joys of companionship with canines of every kind.
Each week, we'll explore all the heartfelt, humbling, and hilarious stories that only dog parents can truly relate to. We're Jack Russell Parents. Hi, we hope you're having a fantastic week, you wonderful puppy parent.
Yes, we do.
In last week's Zoomisode, we shared with you about how our pup, Carson, had surgery on his leg and how hard it's been to keep him calm and still.
That's an understatement of the year.
So, needless to say, we are desperate for ways to enrich his recovery time with things that we can do for him that don't require a bunch of physical activity.
So that got us thinking about dog enrichment in general. Once Carson is fully recovered, he'll need something fun and intellectually stimulating to do for the rest of his life.
Right. Right. So today we have some super cool enrichment ideas for your dog.
So, Becca, let's answer the question first. What is dog enrichment?
Good question. I'm going to give you my own definition, and then we will provide a more professional one. To me, enrichment for your pet is offering them something that is outside of a basic routine, whether that's a game, a special toy, maybe something that makes them think, or taking them someplace with you, adding a little excitement and adventure to their lives, basically. And I know how I feel when I get stuck in a rut, doing the same thing day after day. It's boring.
Okay.
Maybe even makes you a little sad, right? You feel me? And I think our pets can feel the same way sometimes.
That's a great definition, Becca, by the way.
Thank you.
And preventativevet.com describes it this way. Enrichment is providing animals with needed environmental stimuli to satisfy their natural instincts, which promotes physical, psychological, and emotional well-being. They go on to share that this enrichment is, quote, used extensively with zoo animals to give them ways to practice instinctual behaviors and to have some fun. So it's fun through the process of engaging their natural instincts.
Yeah, and that makes so much sense, especially with zoo animals, right? We take them out of their natural habitat. And even though we try to create that same habitat, I guess, at the zoo, you have to be pretty intentional about it to make sure you're creating things that they would naturally do. So, Gabe, what would you say are some of the instinctual behaviors of dogs that should be encouraged?
Well, things like digging, scent tracking, chewing even, hunting, herding.
Yeah, because dogs are meant to work, right? And they often don't get many opportunities to do that with our modern lifestyles, right? They need to exhibit those behaviors. And then if they don't get to, then they get bored.
And when they're bored, they start to get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Carson certainly does anyway. And see, if he's not getting the enrichment that he wants when he wants it, he'll disappear and things get real quiet. And that's how you know that trouble is brewing. Well, we'll find a string of toilet paper going from one end of the house all the way to our bedroom and under the bed. And then he'll eat the paper going from one end to the other like spaghetti and Lady and the Tramp. And he'll do it all over again until we notice and, oh, he needs enrichment.
Yeah, he needs some attention. He needs something to do. And he found it. It's just not what we want him to do. So let's talk about fun ways to fulfill those different instincts that you mentioned. Specifically, we are going to share do-it-yourself enrichment ideas that feed the scent tracking, hunting, and digging instincts. And since Carson needs games that are calmer and keep him from being too active, let's start with a DIY scent tracking game. AKC.org's Indoor Scent Games for Dogs has some clever ideas. And my favorite is the Muffin Tin Puzzle that uses several items that you likely already have around the house. So what you need is a muffin tin, some treats, and tennis balls. Or any kind of ball, and or in our case, any kind of toy we could shove in the muffin hole because we did not have 12 balls. So what you do is you'll just place treats in a few of the muffin tin holes and then cover the treats with a tennis ball, or like I mentioned, any other kind of ball or thing that you could cover it with. And then you fill the rest of the holes with toys or balls. And then you set that tray down for your dog and let them root around and find the treats. And then, of course, they'll have to take the toys out to get to the treat.
We tried this with Carson. How do you think it went?
Good. I mean, I think he liked it. He was like, wow, what is this you're doing for me? This is weird. I made the mistake of putting a new tennis ball, and that's what he got real excited about.
He loves new tennis balls.
So he instinctually took that out and started playing with it. And I was like, no, come back here and look for the tree.
And you point to the tree. We'll post a video on our social media. You had to point to the tree and tell him, hey. Then he got it, and he started going around and looking for the other treats that were in the muffin tin.
Yeah, and so he pulled out all the toys and found all the treats, and his little tail was wagging.
And then he went back to the new tennis ball.
Yes. Use old balls and toys, okay? Don't give him a new one. That kind of defeats the purpose.
And then on top of that, he was extra excited because we had to take away all his toys in the last few weeks as he was recovering from surgery. So it was a really big deal, this game. But
it was a happy day.
It would work even if you haven't taken the toys away for a while.
Yeah.
So go ahead and keep listening, and we'll be right back with more DIY enrichment ideas for your beloved pup.
I had an awesome puppy parent connection the other day. I was rocking my Jack Russell Parents t-shirt in the grocery store, and because of it, I struck up a great conversation with a lady. And not only did she think my shirt was super cute, she too had a JRT named Wags.
That's a great name. I love it when slogans like Dog Mom, Dog Dad, or Jack Russell Parents bring people together.
Me too, and one of my favorite prints is Jack Russell Terriers. Not a breed, a calling.
Yep, raising a JRT just might be the highest calling of all.
Yeah. So are you a proud puppy parent that wants to connect with other puppy parents? Or do you simply like super cute doggy attire to go with your summer shorts? Either way, we have what you need at the Jack Russell Parent Store.
All our awesome prints come in a variety of t-shirts, hoodies, baby onesies, laptop sleeves, even coffee mugs. Your choice.
To join the Doggy Squad, check out all the rad merch options at jackrussellparents.com. Simply click on Shop at the top and place your order. Go get 'em, puppy parents!
Welcome back, puppy parent. The ASPCA.org has some great DIY enrichment ideas. Another DIY enrichment idea is the box puzzle. So you'll need 3 cardboard boxes that fit inside one another and, of course, treats. Because dogs love treats. Simply put a high-value treat in the smallest box, then combine the 3 boxes together, each smaller one inside the larger one. Fold over the box lids and prepare the game when your dog is in another room so they don't know what's going on, and then invite them in and encourage them to search. They'll use their sniffer to locate the goodie in the smallest box. Then, of course, reward them with the treat. Then use a treat to lead them away from the boxes so they don't keep looking and become frustrated. When you think about it, this game helps stimulate that hunting instinct. Almost like the treat is a gopher in a hole and they have to work hard to capture it.
Right. And we've not tried this with Carson yet because he's going to hurt himself right now with his leg like this. But I really do want to try it because he loves a cardboard box. So certainly you put a treat inside one, that's just a whole nother level.
It's like a chocolate lava cake.
Uh-huh.
You eat the outside and the gooey middle.
Nice surprise in the middle. And the next enrichment DIY is to create a dig pit for your dog. Digging is one of those natural behaviors that we want our pets to be able to do, but you don't want them to get up your begonias, right? So you may need to offer them an alternative. PreventativeVet.com provides instructions on how to create your own dig pit. You're going to use a kiddie pool, or maybe you have a child who's grown up and they've left behind a sandbox. Now it can belong to the dog. And you can fill that kiddie pool with kid-safe dirt or sand, and you can find that play sand, that kid-safe play sand on Amazon. That way, even when your dog's digging, you know they're not going to get sliced up by something or...
Yeah.
In lieu of a kiddie pool, you could also build or designate a planter area. So Carson has this very specific place that he's designated for himself.
Yeah. Yes.
We did not pick it. But every time he gets in that planter area, he goes to town and comes back with dirt all over his face, all over his nose, and he's like, what?
Which isn't as bad as it is when it's 3 a.m. and we're taking him out for potty and he wants to go dig.
So perhaps your dog's already designated an area. If not, you get to pick and you get to work with them to teach them.
that it's okay to dig in that area as opposed to other places. So the way you do that would be to bury something that they like, a toy or a treat or a chew in that designated area, whether it's a specific planter or the kiddie pool full of sand. Make it easy at first, leaving the toy partially uncovered before burying it completely. Now, if burying treats or chews, discard those if they haven't been dug up that day. If you don't want to attract any unwelcome wildlife into your yard, which we in Central Texas get a lot of, regularly wash other toys that spend time in your dog's dig pit. Hygiene is important.
And just like you would with a child in a sandbox, feel free to get in the dig pit and play with your dog. Help them uncover their buried treasures. They will love it all the more if you do it with them.
Absolutely. If your dog goes to inappropriate areas and starts to dig, simply redirect them back to their special area or their sand pit and block off areas you don't want them digging in.
So those are our 3 super simple and fun ways for you to help your dog ignite their natural instincts and add some adventure to their lives. It's time for InstaDog of the Week. We normally bring you an adorable Jack Russell Terrier for our InstaDog of the Week.
Well, we are the Jack Russell Parents podcast, so...
We are Jack Russell Parents, but this is clearly a podcast for all dog lovers. So this week, we're going to mix it up by bringing you not just one dog, but 2.
What?
And not tiny little JRTs, but huge Great Danes.
Wow, talk about going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and it's totally worth it because these doggies are absolute cuties. Our Insta Dogs of the Week are Leo and Bane. They can be found at Leo, Lonnie, and Bane, one word. Leo, Lonnie, and Bane's bio reads this way: just a small girl and her giant dogs. Ain't that the truth? Family adventures and lifestyle. They're from South Florida, and it says raw fed, so she feeds them raw dog food. She's taking good care of them. So let's check out their page. Let's see what they got going on.
It's just a real pretty page to begin with, like top to bottom.
Yes, the coloring, it's warm, yet vibrant at the same time. There's 2 of them. So the darker one, the more solid color dark one is Leo. And then Bane is the spotted one that comes along later on. So it starts with Leo and his mom, and then the puppy gets introduced. And it's really fun to see him go from this little bitty guy to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Now he's huge.
He's a huge guy now.
But it's so cute with all the speckling, the spotting of the gray and the white. I've never seen a Great Dane like that, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, and so they look like they have a lot of fun with their puppy mama and dad and with each other. And one of my favorite pictures is, you're going to have to scroll down quite a bit to find it, but it's when Bane is a puppy. And Leo, he kind of looks like he's half sitting on the couch because he's that tall, people. Half
huge.
Sitting on the couch, just looking right at the camera. And then on the floor next to him is the puppy, the spotted puppy, just sitting there looking at the camera. They're so cute.
Some of my favorite photos are when Haley, the puppy mama, is hugging her babies, her huge babies, and they all just look really happy. There's just love and exuberance coming off of these images. There's one. It's not too far down because Easter wasn't that far away, but they're wearing bunny ears.
Those are some big bunnies. Oh, man. And they celebrate the holidays. So that's fun. And the different seasons of the year. They've got different scarves. So be sure to add these 2 hugely adorable characters to your Insta feed. Leo, Lonnie, and Bane. That's spelled LeoLaniandBane. So here are a few more fun ways to add excitement to your pup's life. Simply sit with your dog and watch the world go by. Carson loves this. He is so happy when he gets to lie down on a walk or at the park and just people watch.
Yes, he does.
This engages all 5 of his senses. I feel like you can just watch him and he's sniffing the air and the breeze brushes across his face. He lifts his face to the sun and gets all warm. And I think he just feels like he's part of everything by just being able to see it all.
Also, when all 4 of Carson's limbs were working well, he loves walks and going places, even if it's to the vet. He just loves getting in that car.
Yes. That's the only time he will get in a crate.
Yes.
I totally get why he likes to go with us. I too get in a little bit of a funk when I'm cooped up at home for too long. It helps us all to get out and see the world from time to time.
Speaking of others out there in the world, it's time for Puppy Parent Replies. We asked other puppy parents, which enrichment activities have you tried with your dog and what was the result? Ken E says, I make my JRT watch PBS. Okay.
Yes, Ken, very enriching.
Carson, too. He's been watching Downton Abbey since he was a bitty.
That's right. He's a sophisticated dog at this point. Linda B says pup puzzles / Amazon. So pup puzzles that you can get on Amazon. And I would agree that there is a bunch of really cool toys that you can just purchase. If you don't want to make your own or set up your own stuff, you can just get something for them.
Lana D says her dog Jiffy loves puzzles. He has them and he loves them. So she probably got them from Amazon.
Yeah. Cecilia V says snuffle mats. She loves eating her kibble from it. And we play a game where I hide a treat and she sniffs around until she finds it. She loves playing it and it makes her use her nose. So another scent tracking device, if you will.
And so she feeds her dog with the snuffle mat. That's interesting. Make them really work for the food. I think Carson would enjoy that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Might make you more interested in eating.
Maybe make it a game. So Maria A says, with Maya, her Jack Russell, they started using a kit and she's really enjoying it. You have all the instructions in this kit. So what this kit is, there's a stuffed mouse.
Toy mouse.
Yeah, let me specify.
Let's clarify. It's not real.
A stuffed toy mouse with a bag of catnip. The mouse takes the scent of the catnip and you can hide it around the house. You make your dog smell around for it and ask him to find it. It's actually really cool and apparently is equivalent of a half-hour walk.
That's nice.
They burn a lot of calories and energy and enrichment needs going sniffing around. Ideally, they start playing with it before wintertime when the weather is miserable and they can't do much outdoor activities.
Carson would love that.
We'll have to get it. Maria shared the link, scentwork.com. Scentwork.com. Apparently, they have a lot of different things for your dog.
Joan W. says, squirting him with a big stream squirt gun. He loves it. But my other one prefers wrestling on the bed. Aw, Carson loves wrestling too.
Hunting and fighting gets them enriched.
Uh-huh.
Darlene K says bubbles.
Bubbles?
So just blow some bubbles and watch them bite at them.
I don't think Carson has ever experienced bubbles.
We should try it.
We should try that. Janine Q says, hunting for treats in the house. Toys, cuddles, bones, pig ears, walks, swims, camping, beach, rivers. A variety of activities, I'll say. She has one that has 3 legs. It's not her Jack Russell. But for that pup, she puts her in a stroller so they can walk further and she can experience more.
Oh, that's a good way to include her.
She also adds that they visit dog parks, friends and family with dogs. She talks to them. I think that's really important. To acknowledge their presence and talk to them. I have full-on conversations with Carson. So she does lots of stuff. She also mentions like treat balls where you put a treat in there, right? And they roll it around or they try to get it to come out. And then also snuffle mats.
Lisa R says weightlifting. So this person is holding a stick in the air and a Jack Russell is suspended from it as they would, right? Because they're not going to let go.
Well, whatever effort you make as a puppy parent to add enrichment to your pet's life, I know they are grateful, and we are grateful when you share your ideas with us and other fellow puppy parents. So, do something new this week to bring excitement and adventure to your dog's life. Did you enjoy this episode? Did you learn from the content? Or did you just have a good, relatable laugh? Well, now what? It's time to subscribe, follow, keep listening, and give a positive review on the Apple Podcast app. Then share the podcast with other puppy parents. This will allow us to connect you and your friends with fun, dog-loving content week after week. Until next time, this is Becca and Gabe, the Jack Russell parents.
Say bye, Carson.
We'd love to connect with you online at jackrussellparents.com or on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at JRT Podcasts. That's at JRT for Jack Russell Terrier Podcast.
The Jack Russell Parents Podcast is produced by Earball Audio.
Jack Russell Parents is brought to you in part by Super Chewer. From the makers of BarkBox, Super Chewer is a themed monthly delivery of toys and treats made especially for dogs who play harder and demand a challenge. Simply go to jackrussellparents.com and click the Super Chewer link to enjoy their great offers while also supporting our podcast.